So does anybody have any questions that I didn't answer all week? I'm sure you guys are like, yeah, we know everything.
Was there a wrestler you wanted that you didn't get?
No, I don't think there was anybody we wanted that we didn't get. I mean, once people met Zack, he just pulls the love out of you, man. You're like, yeah, I have to do this. Everybody just dropped everything to come out and do this.
Would you tell us about Zack?
Yeah, I mean, Zack is now one of my favorite people on earth. It's funny going into this thing. We thought it was something different and cool, and nobody's doing it, and you know we should be doing stuff like this and be inclusive and everything. And we're like, you know, we're gonna change this guy's life. This is gonna be great. He wants to be a movie star. We're gonna do that for him, and we're gonna change his life. And then we come to find out that he changed all of our lives. You know, it's interesting. I feel like I'm a different person the past 2 years after meeting Zack, and you know, he really opened my heart. He's the most fun, loving definition of unconditional love that I've ever met. And I never speak for other people, but I can guarantee you everybody involved in this film had the same experience. How was it discovered? So Tyler and Mike, who wrote the film, they were at a camp for people with and without disabilities, and he was in their little short film, and he showed up, you know, with sunglasses on. He had a prop, and he walked in. He said, "All right, I'm going to walk in. I'm going to take my glasses off. I'm going to put the drink down because that's what the bad guy does." And Mike and Tyler were like, "Wow, this guy did his homework. Like he's making some solid choices." And they're like, "He's really talented." And they ended up becoming friends. So, you know, just through their friendship, they're at the dinner one night, and Zack said, "I want to be a movie star." And at this time, they're really good friends, and they said, "We're going to be honest with you, that's hard for anybody, let alone, you know, someone with Down syndrome. We don't see that very often. But go for it. You're very talented, and you should be able to." And Zack was like, "All right, cool. Well, then you guys just write me a movie, and I'll be the star." And it's really hard to say no to Zack. He's very charming. So they were like, "Yeah, all right." And they went out and bought a bunch of books on screenwriting. And they learned how to write a script and how to pitch Hollywood. They didn't know anybody in town. And they wrote this tailored to Zack. Zack's a big wrestling fan. And, you know, they wrote it to his strengths. They wrote some of the things that he liked. So this was Zack's movie from start to finish. How long did it take? I think we shot like 35 days, something like that. But we were in Georgia for pretty much the whole summer, 2 years ago. So it took 2 years. Well, it took Mike and Tyler. They started this journey 5 years ago, until it finally landed on our lap, and we shot it 2 summers ago. So it takes a long time. Somebody had a hand over there?
I just want to say thank you so much.
Yes.
I was on Down syndrome. It's such a great.
What's up, man? Do you like it?
Yes.
Yeah? Good. What's your name?
Aiden.
Aiden. Oh, that's a good name. That's on my baby list. And we got like 6 names so far. Aiden's one of them. It's a cool name. I'm glad you liked it. And of course, you were my pleasure. But like, don't thank me, man. Thanks, Zack. Zack brought us all out. Zack made us do it. Not that he had to make us, but you know, he just puts. You know, one of my favorite, like watching. I've seen this movie 1,000 times, and every time, I mean, I get the chills. I can watch. This never happened before, where I can watch the movie over and over and still enjoy it with a new audience. You know, I can't say I have a favorite part, but tonight I just saw. When we get to the cornfield, when Shia comes out after the thing with Dakota, and they finally find common ground, and you know, he says, "Yeah, this is the tie that binds." He turns around, and then Zack turns around and has that smile on his face, like we're bonded, and that smile is like we're in. You know, tonight that was my favorite part. So just seeing that smile on his face, that's it.
You captured too the whole birthday.
Oh, I love
They
it.
love the birthday, right, girl?
Yeah.
Celebrating your birthday. Like, you captured so many great qualities.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. And I love that his mean thing to say in the wrestling, the meanest thing you can think of is you're not invited to my birthday party. It's just amazing, man. So good. Anybody else?
How much improv, if any, was there between Shia and Zack?
Yeah, it's a good question because I was just about to give it, like, first you guys to hear this. So the writers wrote a beautiful script, but oddly enough, for new writers, they got their ego out of the way and let them play a lot. Because you can't try to control this. And Zack is such an authentic, beautiful human being. You have to let him play. And Shia is such an incredible artist. The first thing he did, we had a month of pre-production where we just got to know each other, and Shia had tunnel vision for Zack. Nobody else existed in the world. He was right here, and they fell in love day one. So it was really easy for them to improv because they were just being them. Like, the family you see on screen was created off screen before we even started shooting. So obviously one of my favorite improvs is what's rule number one. I mean, you can't write this stuff. And you know, you gotta be quiet on the set. You don't have a rule to take, but rule number one, we're like, he's not saying his line. All of a sudden, he just comes out with party. And I mean, we're just rolling on the ground, trying not to make any noise, because we're just like, this is in the trailer. That's a trailer moment. I mean, and it was. It's like, I hate giving it away, but you got to get people to see it. I get it, but I've seen that. Like I said, I've seen it so many times. I laugh every time, even though I'm anticipating it. I know what he's gonna say, but I just know you guys are all gonna laugh around me, and I just love it. Anybody? Oh, got one in the back?
What was the timeline of this, like after the script? And was this written specifically for Zack himself? And like when did he come in versus the rest of the actors?
Yeah, so this was written for Zack. The guys met him and wrote this 5 years ago. They wrote it for Zack specifically. They all did it together. They shot a proof of concept, which was like 5 minutes long. And then we saw that, and everybody that saw that, you know, that's what we sent to Shia. He was in immediately. He's like, yeah, I'm in, but, you know, you should send me the script, but I'm definitely in. Like, he didn't even care. But yeah, this was tailored for Zack, and it took him about 5 years. Yeah.
Does the trio have anything else in the pipeline?
I'm sorry?
Does the trio have anything else in the pipeline?
The trio?
The writers and Zack?
Those three? Oh. You know, I don't know. Right now, everybody's just embracing this moment. You know, I'm sure with this stuff, everybody's going to get a lot of attention, and they're going to go off and do great things, and I can't wait to see that. But I know that nobody's even thinking about that. They're all focused on what's going on right now. I mean, Zack's been studying acting since he was 3 years old. This is something people might not know. He lives for this. He works at a movie theater in Palm Beach, Florida, collecting tickets. He's an usher because he just wants to surround himself with movies. He goes to camps. He teaches acting. So this is all he ever wanted to do. And now his dream has come true, and he's living in that moment. He's taking it all in. We just had his premiere in Palm Beach last week, and they had to open another theater because so many people came out. So he got to have his, you know, moment at home with all his friends, and it was amazing.
How old is he now?
35, 36. Yeah. Anybody?
How we get one of those shirts?
Oh, wait, this shirt? You gotta pry this out of my brother's dead hands. He's still sweating over there. He's like, somebody throws a tomato. Don't tell any bad jokes. Yeah, the peanut butter falcon shirts. I think we're in the process of getting some made and getting them up online to purchase somehow, some way. I don't know. I'm not involved in that. I just throw it on 'cause it's comfortable.
So good. So good.
Good. Any other questions? You guys gonna spread the word for us? Tell all your
Absolutely.
friends. We're opening this weekend. obviously this theater we're playing it. There's a lot of surrounding theaters. You can check out the peanutbutterfalconmovie.com. They're always updating the closest theaters. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You know, social media at Aaron Scotti. My whole feed is Peanut Butter Falcon. All my friends had blocked me by now, but if there's anything you need to know, feel free to comment on my stuff, ask. I'll try to get you answers. I'm so involved in this for Zack at this time, so I just want the whole world to see it. I don't care if anything else goes on.